So I think that we'll do only 1, 2. We'll have 3 of these items, and then we'll do the world, and then we'll eat the rest. The sandwich will come immediately after the world.
Okay.
We won't have them all on display. We'll pull one out at a time. We call it miscellaneous, perhaps. When has that stopped you before? Alright, it's yeah. Hello guys, this is another BMN kind of review roundup, just kind of miscellaneous items.
Welcome to season 3.
Is it season 3? I guess it was. We did kind of have a hiatus. So I guess we can call it season 3. Season 2 was pretty short. It was kind of like a mini series event, but we're back for season 3, and we're doing a, as I said, a review roundup with miscellaneous items. So Connor, if you'd please remove the first item from the bag.
I mean, the thing is, Tony,
Yeah.
if we say this is season 3, the way we upload things, people will have no idea when this was recorded. That'll be the hilarious
That's true.
joke.
This is March 14th, 2017. So, if that helps you at all, this will probably be after that this is uploaded. Our first item is a whatchamacallit bar, which I don't think anyone has ever purchased, ever. I've never seen anyone buy one of these. I've never seen them. I've seen them at stores. Never bought one. I've never seen anyone eat one. Have never, nothing, the whatchamacallit bar. But it is a Hershey's product, presumably a classic. It says made with chocolate peanut flavored crisps and caramel. So I'm just going to open this bad boy up.
Good for me.
Yep.
Can I have some?
Of course, you're going to split it 3 ways. This is the bar. It's like a rectangular prism. Over here, it's got kind of a wavy
Chunky,
finish. Yeah. Oh, ooh, look at that bad boy. That's commercial right here. All right. You got 3 pieces kind of unevenly. I'll let you guys decide amongst yourselves what you're going to take. All right, you got the big piece. So look at that cross section. We got some kind of gooey caramel filling. Got some cookie crispy stuff.
Crisp.
The peanut butter crisp, presumably. And then we got that just chocolate exterior, which looks very nice, very wavy. I'm going to bite right into this bad boy. The very first impression is kind of texturally weird because your teeth go right through that layer of crisp. But the caramel kind of like, it doesn't go through the caramel right away. It's very like soft. It's very like brittle and then very soft. Mm-hmm. And then, but once you chew it for a second, it all combines. This is like a very like, a kind of a generic chocolate bar.
It's
really.
so generic. It's like awfully generic. It's like
Yeah.
terrible how generic it is. It's amazing.
It's got the Hershey chocolate, and then you just put some other textures in the middle, put a crisp, put a cream.
Yeah.
Let's call it a day. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of generic. I'm never going to get this again. Not that it's bad. It just, there's nothing to set it apart from all the other candy bars out there.
4 out of 10.
You can go 2.5, a little higher.
9 out of 10.
I need some backup.
This is just like the ultimate chocolate bar. For me, it's like I eat a Kit Kat. I'm like, wow, that's some really nice crunch there. But I'm lacking something more interesting. A little bit of peanut, a little bit of caramel. This is all the crunch and all the flavor of your other favorite candy bars. Particularly the caramel, particularly the peanut, I think is a classic.
What peanut?
The peanut butter crisp.
Sure.
Yeah. It just does the job for me. It really rings my bell.
All right, well.
So, yeah, great.
Well, that's a...
Thank you, Hershey.
Well, you're certainly welcome to your opinion. We think we got another guy over here. We got the. This is kind of interesting. I've never heard of this before. I just seen it at the store where we get most of our supplies for the show. This is Choward's, and this is the violet flavor. What flavor did you have before?
It was guava.
Yeah.
And I was so interested, so intrigued by the packaging. I looked it up online. Turns out it's a very old candy company. You might call it a retro, a throwback candy. Mr. C. Howard started the company back in, I don't know, the early 20th century. It was kind of a 1930s thing.
Mm-hmm.
The violet was the original flavor. Eventually it came out with guava. I was fascinated by tropical fruit. And I'm just really drawn to the packaging.
The packaging is very nice. It's very sharp looking, very classy looking, but it's also very, very kind of very retro looking, very kind of all American, kind of classic. But what is violet flavor? What does that mean? It's not grape flavor.
No.
It's just purple.
Flowers.
Or the flower, the flavor of the flower.
Yeah.
That's a big turn off for me. I'm not
I
feeling too
love
good about this.
eating flowers.
It's been a while. So let's just open this bad boy up. So this is how it opens.
You keep saying bad boy, and it's.
But well,
I think it's not good.
When you get your own review show, you can say whatever you want.
This is my own review show, you asshole.
Then call it. What do you want to call
Shut up.
it? Okay. Oh wow, looks like chalk, or like Smarties. That's the closest thing I can compare it to.
Yes, it is hard.
You got these
It's not
these
soft
squares, these monuments, these stone tablets.
And printed with the logo company.
Oh yeah, look at that. It says Choward's on it, or C. Howard's rather,
Yeah,
on both
it's a mystery.
sides. I do like just the look of this square. It's very clean looking. It's got that logo on there. It's got that kind of pale purple look, not pink, but just a pale purple. And I think it looks good. The smell is kind of immediate. It is a little bit floral. It's in fact very floral.
It smells like soap.
It just got a soapy smell. It smells like your aunt's soap. So I love the look and the feel.
Soap.
Not a
Soap,
fan
soap,
of
soap.
the smell. But I'm going to bite into it and let's see.
Putting it totally in my mouth.
It tastes like soap.
Oh my god.
It tastes like soap.
Mr. Howard, I'm sure you were a very nice man. I'm sure you lived a good life and had a nice family, but maybe candy wasn't your game. Maybe the guava flavor is good and was it good?
The guava flavor is good. I assure you. Do not judge the guava flavor by the flavor of this. Literally, I'm putting soap in my mouth.
It's all my worst fears were confirmed. It tastes like I'm chewing a flower. It tastes like the way a flower smells.
It tastes like soap.
And
it
the
kind of burns a
texture.
little bit.
This is so
It
unpleasant.
burns a little bit.
Yeah, and the texture, it's sticky in like the worst ways. It's not sticky in a way I'm familiar with. It just kind of gets a little bunched up in like your teeth. You get little mountains of just crumb in your teeth.
This is awful.
And
It's fresh in
this
my
is
breath.
This is the worst candy I've ever tasted.
This is one of the worst items we've reviewed on this show. I'm hovering between a 1 and a 1.5. What do you guys think?
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Yeah.
I'll go 2 out of 10. So,
I
all
was
right.
so drawn in. I imagine what I imagine myself is that I'd be eating this back in like 1930.
Yeah.
Take it out, put it in my mouth, and just say, "Way of the future, way of the future."
It's very possible that in 1930 they just had terrible candy. This is like the best thing they had. I just don't understand how it's lasted since then. Like, why is this still in production? Who is buying this? Maybe nostalgic people?
Maybe it's like grandma, giving them out.
Masochists.
I guess it is kind of an old person candy.
It's growing on me as I'm eating it.
Really?
No.
It's getting a bit sweeter.
No, I quit it before that.
I
I'm not
had
even
like 2
lying.
more, and they were worse than the first time I put it in my mouth.
I just want the taste out
It's
of my
getting
mouth.
bad again. It's getting bad.
Okay, so it's bad, guys. Don't get this. I believe we have a drink in the bag.
Get
as
the
well.
guava flavor, okay?
All right, let's get the beverage that I purchased out of that bag. All right, so this little green can is Coca-Cola Life. I've seen some ads for this around. I'm very intrigued by it. It's kind of weird, like Coca-Cola in this kind of green can. It's kind of, it looks strange to me. It looks kind of not right. What makes it Coca-Cola Life? Do you remember what it said in the ads?
Made with stevia.
Stevia. All right, I'm gonna take a
Cane
look.
sugar as well.
Cane sugar and stevia. It says reduce calories, so not Diet Coke quite, but 35% fewer calories than regular Coke. So there's fewer calories. There's cane sugar and stevia, so it's the natural. It's if you don't want to consume the aspartame and whatever else they're putting in Diet Coke, but you want to feel good about yourself at the same time. I feel like this product is gonna fail so hard. I feel like this is being made for nobody. You know what I mean? I don't see what the audience, because if you're health conscious, you're not going to buy Coke in the first place. But anyway, let's crack it open. Let's see if we can taste a substantial difference to the
I'm so
traditional.
afraid that this C. Howard's Violet is just going to ruin the taste
this-
of everything
okay.
for me forever. I'm going to have to take a little break, guys. I'm going to have to sit this one out for a little while.
Oh, you're not going to have any of this
No,
one?
I will, but I have
Oh,
to.
you're just
I
going
have
to take
get
you're going
the
to take a
taste
short
of
break. I'm going to get a little
Violet.
more on this. All right, so this is our Coca-Cola Life. This is to Guatemala.
To life.
The C. Howard's is still in my mouth.
Yeah, it is kind of it does kind of linger, doesn't it? That's the other thing about C. Howard's is it won't leave. It's like a party guest that won't leave. It's like everyone else is kind of filtering out, and it's like 1 a.m. and you're trying to put the kids to bed, but C. Howard is just like, yeah. So how about them Yankees? And you're like, yeah, buddy, maybe time to go home.
What's all I taste? It tastes like Coke plus
I
C.
can't
Howard's.
taste anything with the C. Howard. I'm really sorry,
All right.
Coca-Cola.
All right, don't judge Coca-Cola Life. Yeah, we can try to get the taste out of our mouth. A little something savory.
Oh wait, no. There's something else I wanted to review. I wanted to review the world in this segment as well. So what?
Okay.
My thoughts on the world are kind of it's a very tough thing to talk about because it's probably the most subjective item here. I mean, all this stuff is subjective, but the world is particularly so just because everyone sees a different part of it and has their own experience of it. You know, everyone's life is different, so
Never
it's
tastes the same.
so what I think about my life will have very little bearing on what you think about your life or what our subscribers think about their lives. But I'll say that my experience of the world has been fairly positive so far. I've seen a portion of it, not a lot. You know, I haven't been to most of the continents, but you know, my life has been pretty good. I've had a very lucky life, which doesn't really mean anything when it comes to the world because most people aren't lucky. But you know, I have a good family, I have good friends, and each day I'd say I enjoy. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 on the world based on my own small window
4 out of 5.
view. 4 out of
Pretty
5.
good.
That's my rating of the world.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
I like the world. I too have lived a really good life. I've seen some really good parts of the world. Lots of great stuff. It's a wonderful place. You know, I got to take some points off. You know, for certain things like ISIS and bad shit that's going on, murder. Evil. But let me think. Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna take 2 points off. And call it a 7 out of 10.
So 9 out of 10 is your perspective. Then you're adjusting.
Yeah.
For the sorry. Go
I
ahead.
have a similar thing. My life is amazing. I was born with light skin. I was born in the richest country in the world. I don't know, but I was born in a very rich country.
Wealthy
Okay.
country.
Very extremely wealthy country, born with light skin, probably in the top 1 percentile of wealthy people in the world, even if I'm not relatively that wealthy in America. In the world, my life is amazing. So I'm going to give my own life 9.5 out of 10. I think if you're most people, the world is a bad place to live in. I think if you're most people, the world is cruel, the world is unjust. I think most people have it really, really bad. I feel like day to day, most people are unhappy, are unhealthy, are tricked out of things that they need by the people who have what they need but don't want to share them. I think the world is in general a bad place. So I'm going to give the world so I'm going to give the world, for me, 9.5 out of 10. For most people, it's between 0.5 and 4. That's what I'm going to say. That's my rating.
4. That's, yeah.
0.5 out of 10.
0.5 out of 10 through 4 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
It's
Wow.
that I feel like that's most
That's a
people.
pretty
Stuff on the
dismal
world,
read.
but,
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my world.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with that, but that's.
I think Tyler, I think he's got a point there. I mean, I'd subtract another point for the fact that C. Howard's Violets exists in this world.
They've somehow managed to survive when so many great things have just not flourished.
Yeah.
And yet
I
this
know.
still exists. Although I'm kind of charmed by it almost, because it feels like it shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, C. Howard somehow, like, he beat the odds. He had a terrible product, and somehow in America, he made it work.
He made it work.
And in its own way, that's kind of inspiring.
That is
so
kind
you
of
can read it
inspiring.
either way,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah, you're right. It evens out. It's
Yeah.
still 7 out of 10.
All right. Moving on. I have a story behind this next item. You can see this is a ham sandwich, and let's just take a second to appreciate the perfection of this ham sandwich. It is the most classic look. You got the slice of cheese, you got the ham. That slice of bread is just unblemished. It's perfectly tightly wrapped in plastic. But the story behind this piece of bread is I'm coming out of the store with this bag of goodies, and the guard actually of the building says, "Hey, do you want a sandwich?" And I broke every rule I learned in, like, don't talk to strangers videos and dare and whatnot. And I said, "Sure, person I don't really know, I'll have the sandwich." So he gave it to me and he said, "They just gave us these sandwiches and I didn't want it." So I guess, I don't know who they is, but they gave him this perfect sandwich and we're going to bite into this right now. So I'm going to tear it. I hate to, like, break this sandwich or tear it apart, but I'm going to have to. Let's unwrap this. This is the unboxing video of the ham sandwich. I'm at a crossroads here. I don't know what I'm doing. God. No! Okay.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay, I got it. I hit a speed bump.
Eat this.
Oh, there we go.
Just-
No, I'm gonna break
I
it.
want it. I want some.
Oh God. Okay, so here's a piece.
Give me.
You want a
I
piece?
want it.
I'll break it this way.
Looks like American cheese, some kind of ham. It looks like ham and American cheese on white bread.
Yeah. Is there any mayo? Any mustard?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's a pretty bare bones, pretty classic sandwich.
Classic.
I would prefer it with mustard / mayo, but I'll take what I can get.
Americano. That's what they call this.
I'm pretty good about this. I don't really like white bread or American cheese individually, or deli ham. I don't like any of these things that much individually, but when you put them all together, there's almost a nostalgic appeal to it. It's very clean tasting. It's very kind of simple. It's very pure, and it's kind of wholesome. I gotta say, I have a soft spot for stuff like this.
Me too.
I'll go 3.5. I think that's pretty fair.
Out of 5.
Out of 5, yes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm picturing to myself sort of working in the Empire State Building, you know, those pictures where they're suspended on beams.
Oh yeah.
I'm picturing myself after a hard day of work building the Empire State Building. I go over to my lunch pail and I pull out this bologna and cheese sandwich that my wife made me. And I'm like, you know what? Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh man, it's very sweet. It's a very sweet thought.
So I'll give it. It's got 1 up on the world. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Very, very nice. All right. What does our cinematographer think?
I agree with Connor. 8 out of 10.
Very nice. All right. I thought you wouldn't like this for some reason. All right. Do you want to go back and do the Coca-Cola Life now that we kind of got that Howard's taste out of our mouths?
do.
All right. So let's go back. Let's try to take a fresh sip, hopefully with a cleansed palate.
It just tastes like Coca-Cola with a slightly less sweetness.
It tastes to me closer to Diet Coke than it does to normal Coke. But I don't know really what I'm looking for in terms of tasting like the stevia. I don't know what that taste is supposed to be, so I'm not really picking up on anything. It just tastes like kind of a new.
It tastes it tastes like Diet Coke with less sustain.
Right.
I find generally when there's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of sustain, and
yeah.
and there's the sweetness stays in your mouth for a long time. I'm finding there's less sustain.
That is the effect, I think, of most sweeteners that are not sugar. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
industrial sugar just sort of really sticks in your mouth.
Yeah.
You get a long aftertaste. It always feels whenever you have an artificial sweetener, I think any artificial sweetener, it just feels like it feels like it doesn't have any legs. It just kind of, it's in your mouth for a second, it's gone.
Yeah, I'm taking some more sips. There's kind of a, again, I don't know what stevia is supposed to taste, but it does taste a little more artificial. It doesn't have kind of that signature Coke taste. It's definitely not the signature Coke taste. It's closer to Diet Coke. But yeah, it doesn't really last. It kind of just goes down.
It's an ephemeral effect.
Yeah, and I like Diet Coke. It's my kind of my drink of choice. So I like this for what it is. But again, it's just I think it's compromised in that it's kind of a drink for no one. Like, because if you're drinking Diet Coke, you don't want the calories, and like it's just kind of a pointless drink. I like it fine. On just pure taste, I would give it a 3 out of 5. But it's not something I ever intend on getting again.
I actually prefer this to Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
All right. What would be your Diet Coke grade, Ben?
Would I give Diet Coke a sub 5? I mean, I don't know. For me personally, I might give it a 3 or 4 in terms of my wanting to drink it. You know, like Diet Coke doesn't pop into my head as something I want to drink. This is a drink that, like, I got some Coca Life.
Yeah.
I have one of those.
Off camera, he actually has a Pepsi in the wings. Just so you know.
I do. I mean, I am a addicted Pepsi drinker, so I love Pepsi more than anything probably in this entire world.
That gives him a point for the world. That was one of them was just Pepsi.
Yeah, one of them is just the fact that Pepsi exists.
Yeah.
So I am a little bit biased. Probably full disclosure, I am officially a Pepsi advocate as opposed to Coke advocate. I like Coke fine.
Yeah.
I think Pepsi is the sweetest cola. It's one of the sweetest drinks you can get. And that's probably, that affects my view of all other cola products.
It's kind of the gold standard, the go-to.
So the sweetest
yardstick.
cola, the best cola, anything that's a little bit less sweet, a little more robust, anything more kind of ephemeral or not quite as strong tasting, to me this does not cut the mustard.
Yeah.
But this is a fine drink. I'm satisfied.
All right. Well, let's move on to our final. It's kind of a final 2 products. It's kind of the 2-in-1 thing here. We wanted a dip. We got to dip something in the dip. So we got this Desert Pepper Trading Company Chili Con Queso. This is medium heat, which is my preferred heat for spicy things in general because it packs a little bit of punch, but it's never that hot really ever. But it's got a little something there. So yeah, this looks kind of promising. And to dip it, we got, instead of just your standard Tostitos or whatever, we got Garden of Eaton guacamole corn tortilla chips made with white corn, gluten-free.
Garden of Eaton, not Eden.
Garden of Eaton, yeah.
And what's this little graphic? It's the garden itself. Hold it up.
Do you want me to read the literature on the back? It has
yes.
We're all about the literature at the BMN town. After more than 40 years of delivering wholesome goodness to our loyal customers, we're proud to bring you a snack that makes other chips green with envy. Guacamole tortilla chips are made with organic white corn and the perfect blend of avocado, garlic, chilies, and a touch of lime. Each batch is carefully made to order with whole corn kernels we grind and cook. The unforgettable flavor and highest quality ingredients come from our longtime farming partners dedicated to sustainable growing and harvesting practices. So take a departure from the ordinary snack experience and replace your dip with a green tasting chip. You'll be glad you did. Made with organic white corn. They're very big on that. They're really pushing that. Okay, so let's do one naked chip.
This expires in 2017, this dip.
That's how you know you got a good product. It's been the last years.
It's only been around for a year. It's 1 year old.
Oh, that's true. That's this year, isn't it? It's going to expire. What does it say? When in 2017?
December, I think.
Oh, we're okay. Let's have one of these chips by itself first, so we know what the chip tastes like, and then we'll move into the dip. So let's pop that bag.
This is gonna be good. There's no way. I'm just saying right now, this has got to be a great experience.
This is smelling like have you ever had veggie chips? You ever have like it's like carrots and whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, this has that same smell.
I will say my lovely assistant who's appeared in previous videos is a gigantic fan of the guac chips. Not this particular brand of guac chips, but guac chips hold like a special. They're on a pedestal.
This is veggie chip smell with a hint of Play-Doh. That is the smell I'm getting out of this. See if you pick that up.
Play-Doh came first.
Oh, you got the Play-Doh right away.
Veggie chip. I'm getting something a bit more robust and spicy. Pepper. Not so much guac,
Yeah, I didn't get any guac in the smell.
but
Not getting that much Play-Doh. Not getting that much
It's a
guac.
bit of it. There's a bit of Play-Doh.
I'm just tasting tortilla chip, and it's
Tortilla.
not.
Really?
It's not the delicious salty kind of tortilla chip. It's the kind of tortilla chip that actually tastes like a tortilla. That actually
Okay.
tastes like a straight up.
I can
So
understand
it's
that.
not necessarily negative. It's just different
Yeah.
than like Tostitos.
Right.
All right. Well, let's take one each and just get the pure kind of experience of this brand. You get kind of a dark look to it, very seasoned looking, kind of crisp. You can definitely see that spice on there or whatever they put on it. That guacamole.
Stop
stuff.
moving it.
Okay. You got a gander.
No. Hold on.
On the meat.
Okay, we're good. So, this chip on first dip tastes like a normal tortilla chip. It's completely normal.
Yeah.
And then, a few milliseconds later, you start to taste the guac seasoning. It's not very strong. It's not very artificial. It's very subtle. It's almost a sweet taste, and it's barely there. If you put this in my mouth and asked me to describe it, guacamole would be one of the last things that came to my mind.
Agreed.
There's definitely kind of a rise to that temperature, or that not temperature, the flavor. Like you put it in your mouth, and it tastes kind of like a burnt, kind of not too salty, not that good tortilla chip in my opinion. But yeah, as it kind of goes down, you get more of that seasoning in it, more of that. You having a problem?
No.
Okay. You get more of that. The stuff they sprinkle on it. Yeah, you get a bit of the guacamole towards the end. I do taste the sweetness. The thing is, it's all in that just powder or whatever. I licked a bit off my finger, and I just got all those flavors at
Right.
once.
It's the powder.
It feels kind of artificial. I mean, I don't know if it's artificial. It kind of feels artificial to me. I don't really like that experience of eating a chip with powder on it.
It's not too artificial, but it is artificial. But it's a lot less artificial than most chips. It's a lot less artificial than all of the guac chips I've ever tasted in my life.
Okay, I'm comparing this to your standard tortilla chips, so the tortilla chips that I'm used to, without like a
let's
flavor.
Just say Tostitos here. I mean,
Tostitos is the kind of the standard.
Which
That's
are not
what it is.
horribly unartificial.
These or them? Are you saying-
Tostitos.
Tostitos.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're
This to me is much closer to an actual tortilla chip
Thicker.
than Tostitos.
More maize.
Yeah, there's a lot more corn in this.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The chip itself is more tortilla-like. It is thicker. It's less exciting to me. I like kind of the conventional restaurant salty variety.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But that just the like guac seasoning or whatever they put on, I'm just kind of, it works okay, but like I don't know. There's just the kind of the textural experience I'm not liking.
I have this weird thing where, on the one hand, I'm eating this like kind of gourmet, organic, free-range, homegrown tortilla chip, but then I'm also getting my fingers dusted.
Yeah.
Just like Doritos. That's like where, and Cheetos.
Yeah.
Those kinds of products. It's a strange contradiction.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Let's crack open this dip. Oh, there you go. That's your classic cheese dip scent.
Oh wow!
A little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat. You get that bit of
Ooh.
of pepper, and the cheese.
I'm loving the look of the consistency because it's not super thick. It's a little liquidy, but it's definitely got some thickness going on. There you go. Oh my god, that looks amazing. I'm gonna take some of that. Oh my. That was a surprise. Well, no spoilers.
All
Sorry.
right. I'm ready.
I oversold it. I'm like, what? It's cheese dip.
I mean, I love queso. I mean,
Same.
It's all about the queso, as they say in Boyhood,
Notice that?
in that classic movie that came out many years ago.
Yeah. It's gone on to be seen as probably the best movie of the decade. The one scene in that movie that I hated, I think, was in the Mexican restaurant where there's a waiter who, like, Patricia Arquette helped years ago, and now he's, like, really found his path. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It felt really false. But anyway.
It didn't deserve the Academy Award.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it did not.
That was ridiculous.
I can't believe it won the award for Best Gaffer.
Yeah, they added that in like the day of the ceremony. It was really strange.
What a-
The Academy president came on. She was really kind of sweaty. She looked nervous, and she's like, "We're adding Best Gaffer." So, and I thought the gaffery in Boyhood was subpar at
That was
best.
a disgrace. This character-
Birdman's gaffery was far superior. All right, let me.
So anyway, the queso.
Well, yeah, let's dig back into this queso because it's not traditional exactly. It's got some other stuff going on.
Let me read the literature. This is a poem. This is some capitalist poetry right here. From beyond the horizon comes chile con queso, a feast for the sense, where red and green chilies entwine with golden cheddar, and the celebration never ends. Bask in the glow. There's nothing else like it under the sun.
Yeah. I'm wondering though. I'm worried that some of what we're tasting is coming from this guac powder. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
There's almost something like citrusy about this. That's kind of surprising. That's the biggest surprise for me. For one, it's a little thinner than some of the dips I'm used to, and then it's also kind of refreshing because it's got a bit of heat, but it's also got that kind of, I don't know if it's even sweetness. It's just a citrusy kind of finish. That's like the biggest surprise for me.
I'll have to think about that.
I think it tastes pretty good. 7 out of 10. I don't know. 6 out of 10. No,
Oh, really?
7 out of 10. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Good.
It's spicy. It's queso. It's not great, but it's not bad either.
I like it. I like it. I mean, hover between 7 and 8, and 8 just kind of for the originality. It's got some nice kind of blend of flavors.
I would
going
not
on.
say that it's actually that original. I would say that it's queso.
It's got. I mean, it surprised me enough that I would call it original.
I would say that it's queso for grown-ups. If you're a grown-up
That's
and you want
good.
queso, but you don't want to own up to not being a grown-up, then you buy this.
The queso for grown-ups is a good like blurb. That's what'll be on the back of the future jars. It'll say BMN, scholars.
All right. So here's the thing.
I'll go 8 out of 10.
Here's the thing. I feel like it is a travesty to review both of these things together because one is way better than the other.
Which one?
I think the queso.
Oh,
I think the chip is like, a little bit lackluster.
Chip is 3 out of 5 for me. This is 4 out of 5. That's where I stand.
I think the queso is a fine queso. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I have fond memories of going to 7-Eleven with a buddy, grabbing some Tostitos and some of that terrible queso, and just having at it and having a great old time and eating myself sick. And, those are some of my fondest memories. So, I mean, I hold a special place in my heart for queso. So let me give it my rating. The chip is 3 out of 10.
Oh,
Maybe 4 out of 10. I'll give it 4 out of 10. And the queso is a nice 7 out of 10.
all right. What do you think about the chip? What would you give it?
The chip is also for grown-ups, but I don't like it quite as much.
Okay.
The chip is a 6 out of 10 for grown-ups.
And for kids, it's
For kids,
a 2 out of 10.
smiley face.
For kids, it's like a 2 out of 10. Kids won't like either of these things. Don't give your kids these things.
If you give your kids anything, if you want to like shut them up and make them stop asking for candy, give them the C. Howards. They're like, this is the candy we have now, so sorry.
My mouth.
I'm going to eat another one. I'm going to eat
Oh,
another
God.
Sea Howards. I'm also going to dip it in the queso.
Just to punish yourself.
All right.
This is how you get high, actually. It's queso and Sea Howards.
I thought that was queso and Cialis.
This was a terrible
Queso
idea.
and Cialis. Oh my god. I see. I would never have done that.
I do not envy you.
All right, guys. This was
I'm in so much pain.
BMN.
BMN Season 3, 2017, Boyhood, hashtag best picture for the win.com.
Way of the future. Way of the future.